what to do. I don't want to leave it all behind. Well, honey, you're so fine, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. Won't you tell me, baby, is there something to hide? Well, I try to talk to you, little girl, you don't want to pay me no mind. Well, honey, you're so fine, I think I'm gonna lose my mind. Ever since you've been gone, darling, I've been in so much misery. Cause you know what you mean. You know what you mean to me. Just to keep you by my side. I'd give everything I own, darling, just to keep you by my side. You know what you mean. You know what you mean to me, baby.
We hope you're enjoying tonight's Buffalo Nation Journal here on South Dakota Public TV. If you have a question for our guest this evening, give us a call at 1-800-456-0766. Joining me now are two important members of Indigenous that may not be on stage, but play a very crucial role in the success of the group. The parents, Greg and Beverly Zephyr. They are great. You must be very proud of them.
Yes, we are.
Greg, can you tell me how did they get started in this?
I think it had to do with, when I was, before these kids were born, I had a band called the Vanishing Americans, and I had a lot of old equipment in my basement, and part of the equipment was an old guitar, and I guess all that time mah-TOE was fooling around with my equipment on her, guitar and things like that, and he made up his mind. He wanted to drum at first, you know, but I didn't know those things till later. But he ended up playing the lead guitar and singing, you know, because that's where I saw him. And then Wanbdi, you know, when she got a little older, well, I knew she'd have to be a drummer, you know. That's the only thing she could do, the best, you know. But she wanted to play guitar too, you know, and like that. I just kind of forced him to do what I wanted to do, you know. And there he went on bass, you know. He's paralyzed on his right side, you know, but that didn't bother him. To made him do better. And then Forrest, the youngest one of the whole group, he came into our family about 3 or 4 years ago now. But he was way, you know. He was running into trouble, breaking into places and getting arrested, and he's about ready to go to prison, you know, or Blankington or something like that. And his mother, who is my sister, asked me if I'd take over on him. So I talked to my wife about it and said, sure. So we took him in and we put him on congas. You know, that's where he fits best. So that's how it kind of got started, is probably from both of us, because we saw something in these kids, you know, that they probably didn't see then, you know, but we saw it early. And we've been supporting them all along, and all these years, you know, since it started. They started when they're, I think Mato was about 17 when he started, and then when they did their first album, Mato just turned 18. And I think Wanbdi was 16, and Peh-TAY was about 13 then. And of course, Horst was with us then, but then they did their first album in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That was in 1992. And after Horst came aboard, you know, and then they did another album in Fort Collins, Colorado. And that's the latest one. And they've got another one that they're developing right now in Minneapolis.
Okay. Is that really, when you hear, you know, when I heard of this group, when I heard their CD, I thought, you know, well, it is at all what I expected a blues band to be like when I met them. And what is it about these kids that makes their sound is so unique? And they've been said in different reviews and stuff that when you hear their music and then see how young they are, it just isn't anything what you'd expect.
I think it's their spirit and their name, and, you know, just everything that they put everything into it from their heart.
When you go into some of the clubs where these kids perform at, or this, I shouldn't call them kids, where this group performs at, what are some of the reactions, you know, when they first see them come in and before they can hear them?
Well, when you first go in there, we're kind of scared that we don't know how the people are going to feel about us, you know, because we know there's a lot of prejudice all over, and when they first go in there, we're a little bit nervous and scared, but after the people hear them, then they really like them.
Where did the name Indigenous, where did that come from?
Well, when we started getting together about 5 years ago, I told them you have to practice for 2 years before they go out on their own. Well, we sat and talked about it, you know, and we selected the name Indigenous because I've heard that name, you know, back in the 70s. And the aim was alive, you know, really alive then. That's when that word came about, Indigenous and Native and sovereignty and things like that, independence. All those words came about, you know, back in those days. So that's one of the names we selected because it means exactly what it says. You know, all these kids are from this land, see? Just like the trees and the buffalo and the eagle and the grouse, everything that's been here before Columbus got here, you know. So that's why we selected that name. We thought of other names too, but then that's the one that fit them the best, you know.
Now, I understand, you know, I was talking to him earlier, you know, where they practice is kind of a different spot, where you wouldn't expect a band to practice. Where do they practice at?
Right in the living room.
How big is your house?
Well, it's big, but the living room isn't that big, but they all fit in there. And then they practice in the living room, and it's kind of loud. but we were used to it, so we sleep to it and everything while it's still going at night.
Do other people think, when they see your family and everybody traveling around, do they think maybe you're a bit crazy for doing all this stuff with your kids? Or do they admire you, respect you? Greg?
I think they have a lot of respect for us, because the family's together all the time, And they're always wondering why is it that we're with our kids all the time, And when they look at a lot of the kids in the country now, they see them all by themselves as another group of people, doing these crazy things that the young people do, But these kids don't do that. We don't allow it, because we don't do it ourselves, So they kind of look at that as we're kind of the guardians for these kids, And I'm proud of that.
How can we, what you do, how you and your family, the positive role models that you're teaching to your children, how can we, get that into other families? How can we let them know that they can do this too? Beverly?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of a hard question.
Do you see yourself as role models?
Not really. It's just, I think you have to just care about your children and pay more attention, to their wants and their dislikes.
Greg, where would you like to see the group go?
Well, I'd like to get them way up there where they belong, on top, and doing some great shows with great people, other great people. That's where I'd like to see them.
Who are some of the great musicians that you admire that you'd like them to?
Well, I like the Eagles, and Willie Nelson, and Hootie and the Blowfish, and Bonnie Raitt, those folks like that. And, of course, there's Pearl Jam, they're good. I like those folks. But those are the ones I like to see these guys stand beside, on stage.
And do you think they can do it?
I know they can, It's just a matter of time now, They're so young, that by the time they're all over 21, they'll be in, That's where I see it.
Well, I'd like to thank you both for joining us, and let's get back to more music here on Buffalo Nation Journal with Indigenous.
I'm wasting my time thinking you'll be mine. Seems like the blue rose just keep on falling from the sky. Seems like the blue rose just keep on falling from the sky.
we hope that you're enjoying the Blues Band Indigenous here on Buffalo Nation Journal. And now we're going to meet the band. Mah-TOE, I'll give you this mic here. Okay. Mah-TOE, and if you could just introduce the band for us.
On bass, we got my brother. His name is Raitt. And means Buffalo. And back here at the drums, we got my sister named Wanbdi. Means Eagle. And over here on conga, percussion, we got horse, which means horse. And myself, Mah-TOE.
What can you tell me? You can just go ahead and keep the mic there. And
Okay.
can you tell me, how did you guys get started? I mean, we heard from your dad how you got started, but what did you think when you saw your dad's guitar down there and you wanted to play it?
I don't know, I kind of idolized my dad when I was young, so I just picked it up and I didn't know nothing, but I really wanted to play the drums when we first started out, so. But we never had any drums, so I found his guitar and then I just started fooling around on it.
Do you see, well, why the blues? I mean, you don't hear of very many bands from South Dakota, especially, Native Americans that are into something like this. Why did you pick this?
I don't know. I think it had the most feeling for me anyway. Or it gave me the most feeling out of the music, so I just took it from there. Okay. And the rest of the guys, I guess, did the same for them, so well, let's get together and jam some blues.
Okay. Well, can you tell me who are some of your, what are you going to be at in 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Where would you
Hopefully,
like to be?
like to be playing blues clubs all over, or, concerts, festivals, anything. It'd be cool, anywhere.
Okay. Well, thank you. We'll pass this on over.
Okay.
Well, can you tell, why were you interested in getting involved in this?
I don't know, it was just something to do, I guess. I mean, it was a lot of fun when I started playing. I mean, I didn't think it was a lot of fun until after a while, and I was like, oh, hey, this is the only thing I want to do, so it's the way, it's my life now, so that's all I want to do is just play music all the time.
What reaction, your mom touched on this a little bit, but what reaction when you go into clubs? When they see and you guys all come in there, you aren't very old, it's no secret, but, I'm Native American, and what reaction do you get when you come into clubs to play?
Not too much. All they do is stare at us. That's about it, They're just like, that's all they do is look. It's not really a big reaction or anything. Until we start playing, and that's where Mah-TOE comes in, and he's just totally cool on guitar and stuff. He's one of my idols.
Okay. Well, that's nice. You call your form of alternative blues Songs for Everyone on Earth.
Huh?
You call your music Songs for Everyone on Earth. Can you tell me a little bit of why do you call it that, Songs for Everyone on Earth?
It's just for everybody, Everybody wants to listen to Indigenous, and if they like it, that's cool. It's just for everybody. It's just for humans, I guess. Everybody everywhere. It's not for just one person, I guess. It's for whoever likes it.
Okay.
That's the way I see it, anyway.
Besides Mah-TOE, who are some of your other role models, or where would you like to see yourself in a couple years?
Just still playing with Indigenous, I guess. Just like what he said, playing at festivals, doing concerts, stuff like that. Just playing every day, every night, just playing. That's all we want to do is just jam, I guess.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. We'll pass this microphone on back here. You can go ahead and grab it. Well, we don't see too many drum players that are girls. Why did you get involved? What was the drums? Why did you choose the drums?
I have no idea. I didn't know there wasn't any girl drummers. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Okay.
I just played.
What do you like about being an Indigenous?
Him?
Okay.
Because he's cool on guitar.
Is it hard being around your family all the time? Well, that's good.
I'd rather be around them than anybody else.
Okay. Well, do you see this as a positive? How can you see this as a positive thing to do?
Yeah.
How do you think you can get more kids, instead of going into getting into trouble, going into something positive like music? Do you see yourself as maybe a role model to help others do that?
Not really. I don't know. I'd like to tell people to try it, but I don't think I'm a role model or anything like that.
Okay. Well, we'll pass the microphone right on back. Don't be shy. Well, how did you first get involved with Indigenous?
My brother and my dad, they helped me. I was in that rut, when you're in trouble and stuff. They got me out of that. They just wanted me to play, so I got in and played.
What is it about the blues music that is so exciting that, it's real
powerful. It touches you in your soul, and it's just good listening to. It's cool. It makes me feel happy, stuff like that.
Do you have some positive role models that you have had in your life?
Not much. Only one is probably mah-TOE, peh-TAY and Wanbdi. They're my role models.
Where do you see yourself in a couple years?
Hopefully jamming some cool festivals and stuff like that.
Like where at?
Texas, all over.
Okay.
It'd be cool.
Well, thanks. We'll give this mic back to mah-TOE. Well, live TV. mah-TOE, tell me, it's, being on the reservation, it's got to be, when they hear where you're from, and they got to think, well, not many good things maybe come of that. There's, some negative stereotypes that go along with it. But do you guys see yourself as making a difference, trying to overcome that?
I don't know. We're just playing music. I don't know. Whatever people want to think, then they can think, I guess. I mean, if they want to think bad of it or if they want to think good of it, then that's good.
But it's got to be good for them, seeing you guys out and about and doing positive things.
Well, if it is, then that's good.
Okay. How do you pick the songs that, a lot of the songs, are your original songs, like ones you're performing here tonight are.
Yeah.
How do you go about selecting music?
I don't know. We just, I guess we just fool around together, and I just fool around on guitar, and I don't know, then we just come up with something. I don't know what it is. But
Is there, as far as like writing and stuff, who does mainly the writing of the music?
I think we all do. Just chip in. Just fool around, just like before.
Okay.
And then it just all comes together.
What part of this do you not Is there anything that you don't enjoy about being on the road with a band?
Not too much. It's just probably home cooking.
Well, we're going to let you guys get back to the music.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
Thank you. And we'll hear more from Indigenous.
Not so long ago, we were so in love. You were the only one I was thinking of. You said love just fades away like a cloud on a sunny day. But now I need you some more than you know. But now I need you. I just can't let you go. You know I love you. out of my hands like a handful of sand. But now I need you more than you know. Now I need you. I just can't let you go. Out of my hands like a handful of sand. But now I need you no more than you know. But now I need you. I just can't let you go. Won't you walk with me? Pretty little baby, won't you walk with me? Wonder where you're going, where you're gonna be. Pretty little honey, we look so fine. Pretty little baby, we look so fine. That's why I wonder, baby, where you gone? stay with me. That's why I wonder, baby, where you gonna be? Pretty little baby, won't you take a little walk with me? Pretty little baby, won't you take a little walk with me? Wonder where you're going, just where you gonna be.
Well, we're back with Indigenous here on Buffalo Nation Journal on South Dakota Public TV. And if you have a question for the group, you can give us a call here at 1-800-456-0766. Well, I first want to ask you, you talked a little bit about writing the songs, but, I mean, I guess I've never written a song before in my life, and I just don't, I mean, how do you start off doing it?
Sit down and play it, yeah.
Music first.
Yeah.
You come up with the music first?
Yeah.
And then where do the words come? I mean,
Just listen to the music and we just write words.
okay. Well, can you tell me, a blues band, it's a little different than what you would see around. Are there other blues bands that you know of here in South Dakota? Do you learn from them?
I don't think so.
We never really heard any.
Yeah, not from around here anyway. No, we don't know any of them.
Who are some of your, some groups that you listen to a lot that you get ideas from?
I listen to like Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan, Santana, stuff like that. That's what I listen to, and I guess I get inspired by that. Freddie King, Albert King, there's all kinds. Buddy Guy. It's just a big old long list.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Me, I just like Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, Mad Season, stuff like that. Hendrix. Albert King, B.B. King, just people like that I like to listen to. It's just, it's cool music to me, and I like to jam too.
Okay. What kind of clubs around the area do you play at? I know you're playing at the Fort Randall Casino coming up in April, and we're going to give people information about that. Uptown Grill. Tomorrow night, Uptown Grill in Sioux Falls.
No,
Rapid City, okay? I'm not thinking here. Uptown Grill in Rapid City, is that this weekend then? On Saturday night, or?
After that, Deadwood.
Deadwood, where are you playing at in Deadwood? The Eagle, or Saloon number 10? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that'll be great. Well, we're going to go back and let you guys play another couple more songs. Is that okay? Sound good?
She don't want me, she won't give me the time of day. walking the other way. I said I wanna be with you 100 nights and day, but hey, there's something wrong here. She don't want me, she won't give me the time of day. Walking the other way. I said I wanna be with you 100 nights a day, but hey, there's something wrong here. She don't want me, she won't give me the time of day. The blues. Give every penny I got to keep you here with me. Give every penny I got to keep you here with me. Don't know what to do, 'cause baby, give me the blues. now I got the blues.
And I'd like to thank the Zephyr family for joining us in our studios tonight. If you would like to see Indigenous in person, here is their upcoming performance calendar. They will be at the Fort Randall Casino April 16th through the 20th, and they'll also be at the Uptown Grill in Rapid City on Saturday night, and in Deadwood at Saloon Number 10 on Sunday night. So we know that you will want to check out those locations to see this great group in person. We want to apologize that we couldn't get to any of your calls tonight. We had some technical problems, but we did enjoy the music tonight. Thanks again for tuning in. We'd like to thank Indigenous again, and we wish you all the continued success in your career. And we'd, yay, big hand for those guys. They were really good. And we'd like to wish you guys the best of luck, too, as you continue bringing up this group and getting them going. Okay. And now coming up next week on Buffalo Nation Journal, we will have Pulitzer Prize-nominated author Renee Sansom-Flood live in our studio. We will visit with Renee about her new book, Lost Bird of Wounded Knee. Now, that can be seen right here next Thursday night at 8 Central 7 Mountain, and we'll be taking your viewer calls for Renee next week Thursday night. Thanks for watching, and good night. And as we leave you tonight, we'll go back to some music of Indigenous.
Travel is the motto of my next guest. His brand of supercharged blues has made his current album, In Step, a real hit. Here to perform his current single, Crossfire, is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double